Hello, how are you? Today we are going to show you a place where poverty reigns, the country considered the poorest in the world. But first subscribe to the channel and leave your like, activate the notification bell so you can quickly watch the videos as soon as they are posted. So let's go to the video. The country is called Burundi. Guys, this is being a very difficult video to make, due to the state of how people are in this country. I don't know if everyone can stand to see it, but let's go. Go ahead. We are in Burundi, which was considered according to the Bank Analysis Report, World IMF and many other official institutions as the poorest country in the world. Virtually every year for the past 62 years has a population of approximately 12.5 million inhabitants, and its people live in such poverty that it is also known as the unhappiest country in the world. The annual income of the average working citizen is approximately $180, although the unemployment rate in the country is not known. It is believed that 1 in 3 people is unemployed. Just imagine. If you have lucky to be able to work day and night, his monthly salary is only $15. And will have to support a family of 8 people. The Republic of Burundi in the heart of Africa is located in the Great Rift Valley where East Africa meets the African Great Lakes. The country has an area of only 1,834 square kilometers, although almost all are involved in agriculture. For this reason, this geography that has many mountainous areas is unfortunately not enough to feed 12.5 million people. The most populous city of Bujumbura has a population of 380,000 people. The first notable detail is that there are children everywhere. The neighborhood children are busy fishing. 65% of the country's population is under 25 years of age and 45% under 15. Only 3% are 65 years of age or older, do not have many toys. For the children, they play with sticks, making carts, board games with lids of beer, making toy car with plastic bottle. According to United Nations data published 10 years, people's life expectancy was approximately 49 years, given that only 7.6% of the population has access to electricity. There are phone charging points in many neighborhoods. Although the year 2021 is behind, most people in this country still do not use smartphones. Until the informational videos on the plains show images of old technologies. About 86% of the country is made up of rural areas. About 90% of the entire population works in agriculture. The home of an average farmer in the poorest country in the world. Everyone is a farmer. Their house is on beaten earth, really on earth. They usually have an average of 8 children. They earn $10.15 a month in the fields. Their wives and older children pick up garbage. People, very sad to see, the children sleep on the floor on a rug. Even describing this situation, there are many families worse off than the one I described. You can find people everywhere in Burundi. It is the second country most densely populated in Africa. There are 451 people per square kilometer, and more than 70% of these people live below the poverty line. 1 in every 20 people die due to malnutrition or hunger. Currently $1 is equivalent to approximately 2,000 Burundi francs. However, it is almost impossible to buy dollars at that price. It is possible to get a few dollars on the black market, and the dollar costs about 3,000 Burundi francs. That is your banknote. More valuable 10,000 francs corresponds to about $3.3. Visa. That current technology is scarce in Burundi. Jobs that exist in other countries do not exist here. Anyone who owns a bicycle is considered a successful professional in Burundi. They try to survive carrying farmers' produce to markets. They risk their lives between cities, doing hundreds of km every day, working 10, 12 hours a day and still paying taxes, and earning about 0.90 cents a day of money. In food, they usually consume beans and rice and potatoes since their sources are very limited. Those without bicycles carry loads of bananas on their heads day and night to earn just 50 cents a day, often walking barefoot and carrying people from villages to town miles away. These lives that walk from one city to another wear out their bodies and health on these roads. In its last stop at the city market, the products are sold directly by the farmers and who do not. There is enough technology to process or pack the products. A Burundian has to work for approximately 230 years without spending nothing to earn the full annual salary of a U.S. citizen. And so they are motorcycle taxi drivers, with their well-worn motorcycles, civil servants as police officers earning about $14 a month, and even so they accept bribes. Only 32% of students of the country completes their secondary studies, less than 1% of the population attends university. The only state university in the country is the University of Burundi. Children walk 1-2 hours to go to school. They don't have backpacks, they carry their simple notebooks in their hands, with nothing. The most basic needs of the country are in the hands of monopoly companies. There is only one company that produces sugar, coffee, and cement. These factories are surrounded by walls and 3-4 meters high. Sometimes tourists are in trouble walking in certain places. Police forbid filming, sometimes they take a passport, sometimes they accept money as a bribe, they threaten to arrest him. The statistic is that there are many accidents with fire, so they end up with the evidence. People living fully in scarcity, misery, sleeping and eating very badly and dying of hunger. In most villages in Burundi, people don't even know what year it is. They don't know how old they are anymore, they don't know how many children they have, they've lost track of everything, they don't even remember how much money they took, because what they get for food they sometimes exchange with others, how much they can exchange. According to official data, 20% of the country's female population is forced to get married before the age of 18. Burundi years see children as a blessing, has an average of 5.5 children a year. Woman. Burundi's population growth rate is the third highest in the world, according to the report. In the year 2021, it is also very common that some men of the previous generation have 25 more children than a woman. According to the World Health Organization, in Burundi, there is only one doctor for every 35,000 people. 2 million people who live there have never been to the hospital in their lives. According to this year's data, Burundi, which is the fourth country with the lowest internet access on the planet, only 13% of people can access the internet. Despite the adversities, the motto of the country is unity, work, and development. The color red on the flag represents the fight for freedom, green represents hope for the future, and white represents peace. The 3 stars in the middle represent the communities that live in the country. The main products of exports from Burundi, they are coffee, tea, cotton, potatoes, beans, manioc flour, maize, and bananas. Countries where these products are sold are Belgium, China, Uganda, Kenya, Saudi Arabia, India. In 2020, the country raised approximately $161 million with exports, but spent $908 million with imports. Usually the gaps between these values are smaller for other countries. The deficit rate on account of the Burundi is many times higher than the world average. 50% of what they export is gold. The UAE, United States, are buying gold from Burundi and selling to the world for much higher prices, adding extra value. Product. When the president of Burundi decided to run for office and was elected for a third term, that allegedly violated the laws of the country was heavily criticized by the Western world, then received embargoes from the Western world. Due to these political crises in 2015, it lost its economic ties. Although Burundi is Located near the equator, has a slightly humid climate due to its high altitude. The average temperature over the year does not vary much and is around 24 degrees Celsius. The country experiences the rainy season twice a year between September and November and February, but although the mountainous terrain and increasing deforestation has made the country vulnerable to disasters, floods, many Burundian houses were destroyed due to the growing number of floods in recent years, and their farmland, which is their source of income, has been ruined. In the city of Gatumba, the population lost 90% of their belongings due to the floods in April 2020. The country is like a tree that loses its leaves month after month. People here wait for spring to come, but in the heart of Africa, the humanity is still in trouble. In this documentary, we get to know the poorest country in the world and its population. We witness the history of despair of a society used to hunger. Sad, the situation of these people. Let's pray to God for them. Some eyes sad from so much suffering, others I could still see smiles. Lesson for us. Comment below what you think. Until the next video. Kisses in your heart.